The level of salt in packaged foods remains dangerously high. That's despite health officials setting targets for it to be cut by the end of this year. A new study has found that only 1 out of 28 food categories has reached the goal set by Public Health England. Our health correspondent, Catherine Jones, reports.
Crisps, baked beans, hot chocolate, cereal, tinned tuna. Here's the challenge. Put them in order, the most salt per serving through to the lowest.
Are we putting hot chocolate here, yeah?
Hot chocolate obviously going to be the least salted.
I don't know.
In my little experiment, the beans were the saltiest per portion, the hot chocolate second, and the bag of crisps had the smallest dose.
No way, baked beans are the most.
My mum always told me that was good for me, those baked beans. She's been lying all these years.
I would have never thought that hot chocolate would
I
have.
told you.
Campaigners calculate that out of 28 different categories of food, there's only 1, bread rolls, where all products available already comply with targets for salt reduction set to be achieved by the end of this year. The food industry has been gradually reducing salt in processed foods, but campaigners fear without sustained government pressure, that progress will now stall.
It's been a very successful programme in the UK where salt's fallen, strokes and heart attacks have fallen. We just need to keep going and save these people dying unnecessarily and suffering, and also saving the NHS billions of pounds. I mean, it's mad not to be doing it.
Public Health England insists it is talking to manufacturers with the goal of cutting our salt intake to an average of 6 grams a day. That's just over a teaspoon. But today's analysis also found some brands are doing more than others.
We've seen that across different brands there's huge variation in salt, so this is where it's really useful to compare 2 different items and look, see which one's the lower salt, and you might find it still tastes just the way you want it to.
There's certainly a public appetite for the authorities and the manufacturers to do more.
Yeah, I think it's up to the manufacturers. I think it's up to the government to an extent to put pressure on them in the right places.
It's also very difficult to gauge what is a healthy, reasonable amount of salt. I look at the numbers a bit vague.
It's not something that the normal person looks at.
Eating less salt cuts our risk of having a stroke or a heart attack. So it is in everyone's interests for the food industry to go further and faster. Catherine Jones, 5 News.
And if you want some tips on how to cut your salt intake, check out our nutritionist advice on our Facebook page. You search for C5 News. Coming up on 5 News.